Hi, I'm going to show you the basics of using Evan Ohl's little video to GIF utility. It actually works very well. I spent about an hour testing all kinds of different video file types with it, and generally I'll put the URL down in the description of the video. When you open up his website for this particular utility, he has a few little other ones, but for this one, it'll look like this. And it'll tell you a little bit how to operate it. And he has two different versions. The one way at the bottom from September 2009 is supposedly for XP and Vista. And the one for April 27, 2010 is for Windows 7. It looks a little bit different and works a little bit different. I've never had problems using the old one that I started using with XP, and I have it on my Windows 7 machine and it works fine. You know, if you have the codecs for different kinds of video file types, then this will probably work with it. And to download it, you just click down here. Now, every download I've ever had of it has been clean and safe, and I assume it's still clean and safe. Once you've downloaded it, it's an executable file, so you just double click on it to install it. And it's a very small program, so you don't have to worry about taking up a lot of space. But once you'll get a plain little little icon that looks like this. Now, this one next door is the icon for the Windows 7 edition, but like I said, I still prefer to go back to the old one that I used with XP and Vista. Just click on it and run it. Let me get rid of that. And you get this little tiny box and you go, oh no, I won't be able to see anything. Once you put the movie in, it expands. It's very simple. It's got a file. You open it up, then you export it. Okay, so click Open Movie. And I've got a little movie here I'm going to do my logo test. It just happens to be a WMV file. But you can I've tried it out with a bunch of AVIs and MP4s and MOV file, QuickTime movies that one of my camera takes. You can see it gets bigger. Now we move down to the bottom. You've got an in point, a start point. Move the slider all the way to the left or wherever you want to see in your video. Now it doesn't scroll through the video really well. I've used it to scroll through, and you can see it goes through the video from beginning to the end, the clip at least. And so you find the point where you want to begin your GIF, and I'm just going to use the whole clip, and you click the start point. Just click on it. Then move the slider all the way to the end of the section you want to turn into a GIF, and click the end point. And that's all you do. And you click on export, and you've got a couple of options. I just use the export to animated GIF. Now, remember, this is for an older program, and it says, oh my gosh, you've got 50 megabytes full of uncompressed data. Do you still want to do this? Remember, this is designed for computers that don't have 750 or 1 terabyte hard drives. My little XP machine that I happen to still have only had a 40 gigabyte hard drive. So just click yes. Yeah, we want to do it. And then that gives you a chance to add the file name. So I'm going to put Ohl's GIF test. I'm going to save it to the desktop, which is one of the things I really hate about Windows 7. It doesn't have a one-click desktop thing. When you click save, you get another dialog. Now, if you're going to use your GIF back in a video editor, which won't be Movie Maker because they can't use GIFs, or you want it to be 100%. Okay, in other words, the same size as the original. But for most GIFs, if you want to upload them to a website, a social media site, or if you want to embed them in an email or upload them to a website, you want to resize it, and it gives you the option of cutting it in half, which is good. And you can close the application when you're finished. And when you click OK, step 1 of 2, this double, let me move this down to the middle. There we go. And you can see you've got your GIF way up here in the corner. It'll save it somewhere on my desktop. Converting and writing frames. I use GIF Viewer, which is another free program to view my GIFs. And it's done. Let's drag it down here, and there it is. And let's see what it looks like, and there it is. And this is a lot easier if you're just going to go from video to GIF animation directly without doing any editing of the frames in between. This is just so much easier to do, and the quality is pretty good. Okay, so I thought that would be helpful. Now I have some other ones here. Let's try it. Whoops. Movie to a GIF. Open it up. Run. Okay, let's try another file type here. File. Open movie. I have a whole folder of little things. Actually, it's the same one. Old practice videos. And there, I have some AVIs. I tried with both H.264 codecs and with XVID codecs, and they both worked really nicely. The ones that, now, down here for file type, when you open a movie, see where it says common, switch that. Click the drop down and switch it to all files so you can see all the movies that you have. Now this is a QuickTime movie, and I only wanted to use a little part of it. And so then I use this, okay, I wanted this part. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to slide through it. Okay, and get her till she's sitting up. And I want that to be my end point. I don't want to do the whole video clip. This is a little hummingbird building a nest. Then we can go export, export animated GIF. Please go away. I want to put this one back on the desktop. I don't know why Windows did this with Windows 7, where you just can't click once for the desktop. And I'm going to put this nest GIF and then save it. I'm going to make it half, 50%. And then we're going to watch that one go. And remember, this is from an MOV file. A little hummingbird in here. I don't know why it's, it's a simple little utility, so don't expect it to look like it was designed by Steven Spielberg. It sticks the dialogues up in the left corner of my desktop for some reason. It works fine on Windows 7, like I said. And here it is. And if I watch it, it makes a nice GIF. And it's a lot easier, believe me, because I have used Photoshop Elements and even Photoshop to open a lot of images. And I've also done cartoon images and things made just that way, where it's layer by layer by layer by layer. And believe me, by the time you start moving the 63rd or 70th layer over and layer stacking and then doing things with them, you got to remember, if you're using Photoshop Elements to actually create a layered GIF, to please label each layer so you know what it is. Okay, and that's how that works, and it's really easy, and it's all free.